Happy Thursday, YouTube. You know, no matter what organization you go and sell insurance for, you're going to have issues. There's nothing perfect. And in every organization, you'll have agents succeeding, and then you'll see agents working the same system not succeeding. It's very common to see that happen. And that happens to us too. But why does this happen? Well, let me explain it to you. Typically, the agent is not following the system that he was trained on. Period. Or he's not working the system as hard as she or he was when they first started. And it's very common to see the agent starts nitpicking the leads, nitpicking the carrier, nitpicking the trainer, nitpick. But very rarely does the agent sit back and look in the mirror and say, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that can't sell, can't close, can't retain my clients. Maybe it's me. And I'm telling you, no matter where you go and work, you will see this happen. But why is it that it's happening over and over again? Because again, the agents aren't following the system. And today in one of my training classes, I shared this example with everybody of an agent that was a 1099 agent. He had been working with us for years, had success at the beginning, but then slowly just died out. And it seemed like when his numbers slowed down, all of the complaints that you can imagine showed up. Now, first of all, let's be real. In our business, selling final expense over the phone or knocking on doors, we got a handful of objections, right? Let me think about it. Got to talk it over with my kids. Let me talk it with my wife. It's too expensive. Let me look over my budget. So on and so forth. So we understand that it's not easy per se, but it's not impossible either. So years ago, we took on this agent that was 1099. And like I said, at first he did great. He was pumped up. He was motivated. Zero complaints would come from this person, writing 15, 20,000 every month. In, out, making company trips, bonuses, etc. But after years, he started getting negative, started complaining about the leads, the quality of the leads, the cost of the leads, and everything was negative. And one of the things that we did, myself and one of my agency partners at the time, was that we reached out to him and said, look, the system's not in question. You're in question. Whatever you were doing before, you stopped doing that, and here you are struggling. And what we ended up doing was giving him a salary opportunity with the agency where we would pay him by the hour in lieu of we would take all of his compensation, what they call an LOA agent. Think about that for a minute. So he accepted X amount of money every month. In return, we would give him a salary, and we would keep all of his commissions, his advances, his renewals, everything. And we would deliver the leads, and all he would have to do is show up every day, go to work from Monday to Friday, punch in at 8 a.m., punch out at 5 p.m., take a 1-hour lunch, including breaks, Monday to Friday. All of a sudden, the complaints disappeared, and this agent's sales skyrocketed more than they were before when he was actually a successful agent. Think about that. And what changed? What was up here changed. He didn't have whatever that stress was killing him. He wasn't worrying about taxes. He wasn't worrying about managing lead budgets. He wasn't worried about any of that. All he was worried about is showing up, following the system, the sales and closing, and he was getting sales. We did that with like 2 agents to prove a point. These agents went ahead and just crushed it in terms of personal sales. And what's funny about that is that sometimes we are better employees for somebody else. We show up on time, we look out for our boss, than we are self-employed people. We're better employees than being the best employee for your own business. Because let's face it, this insurance game is your own business. And if you're having a slow month, maybe your sales are much like that agent that started here and they slowly died out, and you've lost that sizzle. Maybe you need to look in the mirror, go back and check your work ethic, check and see if you're following the system that you originally were doing. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to find that you stopped doing the things that made you successful. And what happens? When we start having losses, it's very difficult to look in the mirror, and it's easy to start pointing fingers at the lead vendor, at the carrier, at your mentor. And soon, you'll be out looking for a new opportunity, searching the internet, but you'll go there to that new place, have the same thing happen all over again. Why? Because it starts with accountability. So if you're watching this, think about what I'm saying. If you lost that passion, recommit for the next 90 days. Sometimes you got to recommit. Go to work Monday to Friday, put the pressure on the system. If you go out Monday and you have a terrible day, don't let that kill the rest of your week, the rest of your month, because you had one day that was bad. Understand that you're going to have bad days. You got to accept that part of this business, or else you'll be an emotional roller coaster every single day. Sales ain't easy. Final expense is not a difficult product to sell. It's probably the easiest life policies out of everything in terms of life insurance. But you still got to be able to put in the time, follow the system, don't change it, and you're going to have success. Be the best employee for your business. Show up on time. Stay late. Make that extra phone call. Work on building a pipeline. A lot of you guys are buying leads. You call them once, you throw them away, and very few are building a pipeline, building a database, and nurturing that database. Very few are doing that. I highly recommend you start taking accountability of every lead you purchase and making sure that you're building that database, because that database of customers and follow-up will feed you in the future and reduce your marketing costs. So with that said, I know it's not something that people want to hear, but the reality is, if you're having low numbers, you need to check in the mirror and first see if your work ethic's there, if you're doing exactly what you're supposed to, because if you're not, I promise you your numbers are going to go like this. So with that said, guys, you guys enjoy your week, and see you guys at the top. Peace.